podcast time, and the week is June 9th, 2014. This is going to be an interesting podcast because I've got a little scratch in my throat. I see myself stopping every couple of seconds to edit out some coughs, and therefore my sentences might be a little bit short. Well, don't know what to tell you. It's seasonal dry weather here in our West Coast Operations Center, and what can you do? When I started planning out this week's podcast, I thought, well, okay, this is going to be kind of a fun one, kind of an informative DirecTV-centered one, and then I realized that it was going to get angry fast, and I know you guys are greatly entertained by when I get angry, and so it's a little bit of something for everybody. There's going to be an informational component, and there's going to be a rant. Kind of cool. I'd like to talk this week about Genie Recommends. If you haven't tried Genie Recommends, it's a lot of fun. Of course, you only get it on a DirecTV Genie DVR, and that DVR does have to be connected to the internet in order to get some of this data, but I suspect most of you who have Genie DVRs are already internet connected. Genie Recommends is kind of a cool feature because it sits out there recording a whole bunch of stuff that it thinks you're going to like, and then you don't really have to do anything with it. It doesn't take up any of your user available space. But if you do find yourself stuck for something to watch in the middle of the summer, you might want to take a look at Genie Recommends. Press the menu button on your DirecTV DVR, and you'll see a whole bunch of content that's ready to play right away. Scroll through it, and I think you'll find that DirecTV's done a pretty good job of figuring out the things that you do and don't like. DirecTV has done a great job of this, if you ask me. If you find something that you really don't like, something you even find offensive, and believe me, there's a whole bunch of programming out there that I wish I could never ever see again. You can highlight it, you can say remove from Genie, and you'll never see that in your Genie Recommends list ever again. I really have to give it to DirecTV for this because it makes the TV watching experience just that much better to know that you're not wading through a whole bunch of stuff that you would never ever in a million years watch. It occurs to me that a whole bunch of other companies out there could really follow DirecTV's lead here, and it would make everybody's life just that much better. I was thinking last night as I was watching some Netflix that I really wish there were a not only do I hate this, but do not ever show this to me again button for suggestions. I'll admit that I'm a pretty picky TV watcher and not inclined to try things that I just absolutely think are utterly stupid. And there's a lot of that kind of content out there. And Netflix wants to show it to me over and over and over again. They're interested in hearing about what I think about things, but even if I rate them not interested, they're still going to show them to me over and over again as suggested content. Not quite sure what the economics of that is, if they're being fairly compensated enough for the fact that they're just annoying the living bleep out of me. You see, at Solid Signal, we feel really firmly that we want to make sure that everybody has a really positive customer experience, and if we're doing something that you find annoying or distasteful in any way, we'd like to hear about it. And we'll make sure that we can do everything in our power to make sure it doesn't happen again. I wish some of the bigger companies would really take DirecTV's lead on this, follow their example, and really be focused on the positives of the customer experience. Because, let's face facts, nobody is paying money in order to be annoyed. As a matter of fact, going back to my Netflix experience last night, as I was scrolling through page after page of things that I would never in a million years watch, it made me wish for not only a I don't want to see this button, but I don't ever want to see this actor or actress button, or even I don't ever want to see this genre button. Come on, Netflix. Let's face facts. People are paying you money, and they're not enjoying it all the time. Now I know what you all are thinking. There have been some times where, you really thought you wouldn't like something, but you end up liking it, or you took a suggestion because you were utterly, totally bored, and it did end up working out for you. And that's great. More power to you. But for those folks who really do know their viewing preferences and who are really kind of particular about them, and I'd say I'm one of those folks, just being presented with page after page of actors and actresses that I just can't stand is not my idea of fun, and certainly not my idea of what I'd like to pay for. I'd say that's about it for the podcast this week. It's going to be a short one for reasons I said at the beginning, and I hope you all have a great week, and look forward to seeing you next time.